Have you ever sensed that revealing too much to your family can occasionally lead to more trouble than benefit? As we age, we often feel a strong inclination to be candid and sincere with those we care about, trusting that complete openness is the most effective way to connect. Yet, the reality is that certain matters are best left in the shadows. Not from a place of secrecy, but from a well of wisdom. Not everything requires disclosure, and at times, maintaining certain thoughts privately can safeguard your tranquility and your connections with others. In this video, we're exploring 5 aspects you might prefer to keep private after reaching the age of 65. These focus on preserving autonomy, minimizing undue stress, and guaranteeing that your personal boundaries are honored, rather than on deceit or exclusion. It may astonish you to discover the tranquility that can arise from safeguarding certain aspects of your life. Keep your attention focused until the conclusion, as grasping these 5 concepts might transform your interactions with your family, offering you greater freedom and insight in your later years. Let's dive in. First and foremost, financial choices and resources. As we grow older, one of the most delicate subjects we encounter is finances. One might assume that full transparency regarding one's financial circumstances with family members will eliminate any potential for confusion. However, in truth, it frequently leads to more issues than it resolves. Revealing all aspects of your financial situation, including savings, investments, or future plans, may invite unwanted opinions, stress, or even disputes among family members, particularly when various generations hold contrasting perspectives on finances. While some family members may have good intentions, their concerns or opinions can begin to feel intrusive. In certain unfortunate instances, individuals who were previously indifferent suddenly develop a keen interest in your financial matters. Once they come to understand what you possess, you may have witnessed it unfold. Previously, when individuals in your age group disclosed their financial strategies to their children, they often encountered scrutiny and doubt regarding their choices at every step. Perhaps you've observed a friend navigating relentless expectations regarding their financial choices, whether it's suggestions to downsize, alter their investment strategy, or allocate more funds for their grandchildren. Receiving advice upon request is one thing. However, when individuals begin to believe they have a voice in your private decisions, it can swiftly turn into a source of irritation. Once you reveal your complete financial situation to others, that information is out there for good. Additionally, we must consider the aspect of personal control. When your family begins to perceive you as someone who isn't making sound financial choices, they may feel entitled to intervene. While their intentions may be well-meaning, their approach doesn't always honor your autonomy. One might encounter remarks such as, "Are you certain it's wise to allocate that much? Wouldn't it be wiser to share some of that now rather than waiting until later?" Even in the absence of direct pressure, the awareness that others are observing and scrutinizing your decisions can create a sense of unease. It's important to have conversations about finances with your family. Having well-defined estate plans and sharing essential information at the appropriate moment is a wise approach. However, it's not necessary to reveal all your thoughts. The precise sum of money in your possession, your personal expenditures, and even any new investments you've undertaken are all aspects that fall under your stewardship. Maintaining a level of privacy regarding financial matters can enhance your enjoyment of life, free from unwarranted opinions or pressures. This isn't about hiding. It's about exercising sound judgment. Secondly, health issues that do not require immediate attention. With the passage of time, it is common to encounter an increase in health concerns. At times, there's a compelling desire to express every minor ache, pain, or discomfort to our loved ones. Ultimately, they have our best interests at heart, and we wish to keep them informed about the situation. However, it's essential to distinguish between updating loved ones on significant medical concerns and inundating them with every trivial detail. Frequent discussions about every minor health issue can occasionally lead to undue anxiety, tension, or even prompt family members to begin making choices on your behalf prematurely. Perhaps you've encountered this scenario. You bring up a minor concern such as joint pain or fatigue, and before you know it, you're swept into a discussion about whether to consult a doctor, modify your diet, or try a new supplement. Family members, particularly the younger ones, usually have good intentions, but their care can sometimes feel like a burden. Before you realize it, they're diving into treatment options, setting up appointments, or even remarking you truly ought to prioritize your well-being. As though you've not been taking charge of your own well-being for years, there's also a mental aspect to consider. Frequent discussions about your health concerns, no matter how trivial, might lead your family to perceive you as someone whose condition is deteriorating more rapidly than it actually is. They may begin to view you through a different lens, presuming you're more delicate or less capable than you truly perceive yourself to be. Once individuals perceive you in a certain way, altering their viewpoint can prove to be quite challenging. All of a sudden, they seem unsure about involving you in specific activities, doubting your capacity to travel or implying that perhaps you require additional assistance. When you simply noted that your knees were hurting more than usual that day, it's crucial to express significant health issues, particularly when they affect everyday life or necessitate family assistance. However, opting to keep small matters to yourself doesn't imply that you're being untruthful. It essentially signifies that you are safeguarding your own independence. You possess the authority to oversee your well-being free from undue interference or anxiety. At times, embracing silence can be the most effective means of safeguarding your own peace of mind. If you're still engaged with this video and appreciating these insights, I'd love for you to drop a number 2 in the comments to show your presence. If you haven't subscribed yet, I highly encourage you to do so and activate the notification bell to ensure you never miss any of the videos. Your support enables us to keep producing valuable content that informs and inspires you. Let us proceed onward. Thirdly, your genuine reflections on familial disputes. The intricacies of family relationships can often be quite challenging. As we age, we frequently discover ourselves entangled in circumstances we never sought to encounter. Brothers and sisters clashing over a legacy, grown children harboring resentments, relatives struggling to find common ground. Such occurrences are common in nearly every family. With the passage of time, one becomes aware of recurring patterns, the reemergence of past hurts, and the cyclical nature of history. It's alluring to intervene, provide counsel, or express your thoughts on who is right and who is wrong. However, in many cases, this approach merely intensifies the situation. Perhaps you've encountered a situation where, in the midst of attempting to resolve a conflict, both parties unexpectedly shift their stance and unite against you. Sometimes you express a firm belief with the intention of being helpful, only to discover later that your message was misunderstood. The stark reality is that family disputes tend to resolve themselves, or not, irrespective of your involvement. When individuals eventually move forward, they often recall the words exchanged in the intensity of the moment. Taking sides or voicing a strong opinion can lead to lingering resentment, even long after the debate has faded from memory. This holds particular significance when discussing views on younger family members, expressing your true feelings about a son-in-law. The parenting approach of a daughter or the decisions made by a relative may seem genuine at the time, yet those remarks tend to linger. Individuals seldom overlook the moments when they sense scrutiny or disapproval. Even with the best of intentions, what seems like constructive guidance to you may be perceived as a form of rejection by them. Such a situation can foster an emotional gap that remains unhealed over time. That's why one of the most insightful choices you can make after 65 is to embrace the art of selective silence. It's not necessary to concur with every viewpoint or ignore the challenges at hand, yet it's equally important to refrain from weighing in on every family matter. At times, rather than sharing an opinion, a straightforward response like, "I hope everything turns out well," or "I believe you'll choose wisely," can be more effective. This enables you to maintain your connections while avoiding unnecessary drama. That is not your responsibility to resolve. Holding back certain thoughts can be essential for preserving harmony, both for your family and for your own well-being. Fourthly, your reflections on past choices. With the passage of time, it's common to ponder the past, considering decisions made, chances overlooked, and journeys not embarked upon. Regret is a universal feeling that touches us all in various ways, yet it doesn't necessarily have to be expressed, particularly when it comes to family. There may be a strong inclination to reflect on choices you wish had been approached differently, be it in your professional journey, your parenting, or the pivotal decisions that have influenced your life. However, What you perceive as sincerity or introspection may occasionally be misunderstood by those who are nearest to you. When parents or grandparents voice their regrets about the past, children frequently internalize those feelings. If you express a desire to have spent less time working and more time with family, your children may interpret it as, "I wasn't a good enough parent." Expressing regret about not relocating or chasing an alternative aspiration could be interpreted as a subtle indication that your life together lacks fulfillment. Regardless of your intentions, those words can stay with someone and foster unwarranted feelings of guilt or resentment. Similar sentiments apply to feelings of regret concerning relationships. Discussing a former romance, even casually, might lead your partner or family to feel as though they were not the primary choice. Contemplating friendships that have faded or chances that have been missed can alter perceptions of who you are. Rather than recalling the strong, resilient individual they have always recognized, they may begin to perceive you as someone trapped in the past. Some regrets are better left unspoken. It's perfectly fine to reflect on those moments, to understand them, and to gain insights from them. However, bringing them up repeatedly in front of family doesn't alter the past. Frequently, it merely adds weight to the shoulders of those who care for you. The past remains unchangeable, yet how you choose to move forward is completely in your hands. If you're still engaged with this video and appreciating these insights, kindly drop a number 4 in the comments to show your presence. If you haven't subscribed yet, I highly encourage you to do so and activate the notification bell to ensure you never miss any of the videos. Your encouragement enables us to keep producing valuable content that informs and inspires you. Let us proceed onward. Fifthly, the complete scope of your financial circumstances. Finances can be one of the most intricate subjects within any household. It has the power to unite individuals, yet it can also lead to friction, misinterpretations, and potential discord. As the years pass, you might find yourself wanting to open up about your financial circumstances with your family, whether it's discussing your savings, your intentions for the future, or the challenges you're currently navigating. Although there are instances where discussing specific financial topics is appropriate, excessive openness about money can occasionally lead to more negative consequences than positive ones. One of the greatest dangers of disclosing excessive details about your financial situation is that it can alter the way others perceive and interact with you. When your family becomes aware of your financial security, you might notice a shift in their perception of you. Some relatives may begin to view you through a different lens, potentially anticipating assistance or dropping hints about their expectations for inheritance. Conversely, disclosing your struggles may lead to your loved ones becoming overly concerned, or in certain instances, even scrutinizing your financial choices. In any case, finances have a tendency to alter connections, and once that shift occurs, reversing it becomes quite challenging. Additionally, there is the matter of autonomy. As you age, the deeper your family's understanding of your finances, the more likely they are to offer unsolicited financial advice, regardless of whether you seek it out. Some may begin to make choices for you, believing they are being helpful, when in truth they are undermining your capacity to handle your own matters. It's possible to unexpectedly encounter others dictating your living choices, spending habits, or what's deemed best for you, simply due to the personal information you've shared, which, upon reflection, may have been wiser to keep to yourself. Certainly, this doesn't imply that you ought to conceal everything. Having a reliable individual, like a financial advisor or an estate executor, makes it prudent to ensure your plans are thoroughly documented. However, beyond that, the most effective strategy is frequently to disclose only what is essential and refrain from adding anything extra. Retaining specific information empowers you to steer your financial destiny, all while sidestepping undue stress, tension, or unsolicited guidance. Observing how conversations about finances can alter interpersonal dynamics reveals the significance of being aware of this aspect. Ultimately, your financial matters are your own to oversee, and maintaining a level of privacy around certain aspects helps to foster relationships with your family that are grounded in love and respect, rather than overshadowed by monetary expectations. Concluding reflections. As we conclude this video, I invite you to pause and consider the 5 points we've explored. Maintaining some aspects of one's life as private is not an indication of being secretive or aloof. It's all about safeguarding your tranquility, your self-respect, and your connections with others. Not everything requires disclosure, and at times, the most prudent decision lies in understanding what to keep to oneself. Reflect on your personal journey. Have you ever confided in family, only to discover later that it altered their perception of you? Perhaps you've refrained from expressing a thought and later recognized that it was indeed the wisest choice. Experience often brings insight, and as we age, we come to understand that certain thoughts are better left unspoken. The elegance of growing older lies in the newfound understanding of what is genuinely important. Your tranquility, your autonomy, and the depth of your connections with others. Choosing carefully what to disclose empowers you to steer your own narrative while nurturing your relationships. It's not about excluding others, but rather about safeguarding the essence that gives those connections significance. We eagerly await your thoughts. We invite you to share your thoughts below. What's one insight you gained today, and how do you intend to incorporate it into your daily life? Your insights matter greatly, so feel free to express them. Your feedback inspires and uplifts us tremendously. If this video resonated with you and proved useful, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing it with others. Your encouragement enables us to keep producing valuable content that informs and inspires you. We appreciate your viewership and eagerly anticipate your presence in our next video.